Today's mission. Front to back. Hello again. Not hunting, playing with cars again. And yeah, first world problems. Today I'm gonna have a go at getting into something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now I'm just like, oh, I just can't be bothered, but I'm gonna jack it up and have a look how hard it's gonna be. It's well within my capabilities, but I don't have a hoist here. So if I do this, I'm only gonna have enough room to crawl under my car, which sucks. I've done it before. What I'm talking about is building a complete exhaust system from front to back, minus headers, on my Cortina. I've been accumulating parts here, and it will go as far as putting new flanges on the extractors. Well, I'll have a look under there, because room is my issue, because they're not supposed to have V8s in them, and it's very low. And what I've done in the past is I've actually made slip joints on it, so which is an inner and an outer, which these have, but they're a different size. So these won't slip straight onto it without cutting and welding a new flange style type thing on the bottom of the extractors. The extractors they're okay, but it's not in the budget to dump another $5,000 into getting a set built. I use what I've got. The collectors at the bottom are not huge. Like it's a 4 into 2 and 4 into 2 into 1 system on it. So it steps down twice. So it doesn't have your traditional 3-inch collector with flanges at the end. It's got 2 1/4 coming out of it at the moment, either side with a slip joint. I'm upgrading the whole system to pending me getting under there and being bothered doing it. 2 1/2, because it is 100% a massive restriction. I didn't realize how much it was until I watched a video of me doing some skids at a funeral a couple years ago, and when it swung around doing donuts, all you could hear was this high-pitched hissing noise, which is associated with exhaust pressure and not being able to get out without lots of back pressure. It's just a noise kind of thing. Like, it sounds like a jet engine, which is not good. It means your exhaust too small, which I know, and it goes so well. I just didn't really care, and it's since then just driving it. If the window's down, and you put your foot into it, all I can hear is that noise now of it just being such restricted and hissing. So yeah, trying to push 500 odd horsepower through a 2 1/4 inch exhaust has worked well for the last few years. But time has come to put my big boy pants on and put a twin system on. And I don't essentially don't like the sound of twin pipes. But that's why I'm going to put an X pipe in it, so it won't have the traditional fit noise. I don't like that. It'll have all 8 cylinders going through both pipes. So I'm going to put an X pipe in it, and so it should sound a lot more crisp in my mind and eyes. So, and I have to make all this. What I really want to do as well is make it segmented, so I can drop it at the headers for working on things, but where it comes from the headers around the gearbox to the X pipe, I want to have it so it's segmented there, so you can drop the pipes there as well for being a bit rowdy. And my plan, if it works, is to also have them so at the back of the mufflers gonna have the turn downs. I want those removable so I can step them forward. If I drop them at the X pipe and put those on there, so I can aim exhaust gases, fumes, noise kind of towards the back wheels. One for getting smoke out, one for not being just ridiculously obnoxiously loud in the car, and I think it will generally just sound better. Now my way of doing that is this: 6 2.5-inch V bands. I love the system. The only problem is, especially up front where she's really low, is that's your pipe diameter. So your pipe diameter it goes in there, obviously, no problem, and that goes over top. So now it's 3/4 of an inch or 20 mil lower than the pipes could necessarily be, as opposed to a slip joint. So I'm going to get under there and have a look, see if I can make it feasible to do it at the extractors. If I can't, I'll run slip joints on the extractors and then put these for the rest of the setup. Yeah, and if you know how much about V clamps, there's not a lot of room there. Normally these are about this much longer, about another 5 or 6 mil. So this has to be some precision welding with my MIG, because my TIG is still not back, which is looks a lot there, but it's not. That's what So that's the plan. Down here, I'm fairly sure that this will be enough length. Yeah, they didn't have the 1.8 meter lengths that I wanted, so these are slip jointed. So you just put them in there, weld them up. 2 M&H mufflers, a heap of 45s, and something else I'm going to do while I'm under there is put on a drive shaft loop that this hasn't had for 25 years. So yeah, that's the plan. Just put on some shocks down there to make it easier to get the jack under. So I'm gonna have about 500 mil maybe working space. I might get under there and just like, nah, this isn't gonna work. My mate's got a hoist, but it's an hour each way, and it's a long way to go because there's no shops around his place. If I run out of gas, or I need a new bend, or I've forgotten something, and if he doesn't have it, man, it's a long way to go. And I've only got like 1.5 days to do it. Well, actually, not even that. And then I'm off back to work, and then next week is those goddamn school holidays again for 2 weeks, which means no touching cars, basically. Well, probably. We'll see how good a dad I am. Right, I'll start jacking this up, and see if I can be bothered doing it today. At this stage, it's 50-50. Just checking for insulation. Yes, seems to be lots of it. It's about 1 inch deep there. Oh, well. Good to see it's waterproof. Alright. And here is the old exhaust. Excuse that. That's right, I just clearanced something. I beat it way too much. But like I said, I build things in a shed. Oh, don't worry about the elbow, that's just sitting there. Yeah. So, trying to jam. How about some focus? Yeah, there we go. Trying to jam 500 odd horsepower through there. Yeah. Hey, the seats had to come out. Oh man, what a pain in the ass. But so that's now got to come through here. X pipe and go around there and then down. So I'm probably going to have to go and spend a lot more money buying more bends and never mind. It is what it is. So this is what I've got so far. Yeah, well, it's a pretty average. I haven't ground. I could make it look nice with a grinder, but I just can't be bothered. And I'm down here. I've got it doesn't make a difference. DS for driver's side, and what these are is tabs just for tapping them on and off because there's not a lot of purchase on there. Being a slip joint, really regretting not being able to. Well, I possibly can, but not at this stage. Putting V-bands on the front because yeah, these work. But they're a pain in the ass to slip on and off. So yeah, in theory, the next time it goes on, it should be able to stay on for a while. I've got to go and buy some springs and weld little clips from here to here to the on the header side, and put springs on there just to hold them on. I used to have little bolts and snug them up tight. But there's no give on them, and they end up fatigued and broke off. And when they come loose, all you hear is a rattle underneath, which is frustrating as hell. But it's not looking too bad. Like there's no point putting beans in there. Like there's almost no flow restriction, but all you do is cut a little wedge out of there and bend it to make this. What I'm picking is a 25-degree angle. So I could go and spend $60 each one of those bends, or I could not. Guess what I chose. But it's taking shape. Hopefully it still fits in there now. I've put a lot of heat into it. As luck would have it, there will be flicks with the length. This was supposed to be here, but now because of my new drive shaft hoop, because I'm so much into safety, this drive shaft hoop sits here, so I had to sell them back. But ultimately, I think it'll work fine. Right, back again. Next update. Completely, I learned this again the other day. I'm a very slow learner. When you add lots and lots of heat to the thing, it pulls. So I made that whole bottom half of the extractor, the exhaust system looked not bad. Went to put it on there, and it had pulled 2 inches. So that's been off, sectioned. Now I put a brace in it. I put it back on, put a brace across it, and I've had it off and then welded it up again. So one of my welds now is a lot bigger because I cut it through the weld because it'd be the easiest place to weld to. And I couldn't help myself. So now it's just on open headers, but they dump at just before the diff through the X pipe. I'm not gonna lie, I have a very good burn. I don't know if you can see it coming up through there. My whole forearm has got a good racing stripe. Yeah, shit happens. So I can't help myself. I'm going to set the camera up. It sounds pretty muddy and dog because it's cold, but yeah, she is very obnoxious. I don't think I've ever had this thing running on headers and driven around, to be honest, which really surprises me. It's got the cam for it, but yeah. Contact! Ah, boo! No big reds because it's cold Egypt. I think I got to 3.5. Mean. Back again. Clearly by the lights on, it's dark now. Non-stop. I had one break where I had to go into town and buy those exhaust rubbers and springs for the hangers. I don't think I've got enough tension on the springs, so it might be a catastrophic failure if they fall off. So I'll go and get some bigger springs or make something else up. I love what I've done, but I'm just very disappointed in my welding today because I was running on fumes, so I just had to make it work. There's no taking time to do beautiful welds. It's be 99.9% done. I'll find a couple of pinholes. You have to run it and find your carbon traces after that. What happens is there's a little pinhole after a bit of driving, carbon will poke through the hole and then we have a little telltale sign. So I have to get under there and do that in after a bit of a drive, and hopefully they don't fall off. One little thing I didn't think of is I knew I was going to put springs on there, but while I was designing my slip joints, I found it pretty hard to get on. So what I did is I had a couple of offcuts of things I've been doing, and I also put little tabs on there so I can just tap them on and then tap them off. And if I had a thought about it, and it's too late now because I was running out of time, like it's just about pack up time and then I'm off. I might not be able to touch for the next 3 weeks, so I was just go. Like when I do something, I do not stop. So what had happened has been the little tabs, or the knocking tabs I had, little tap things, they're exactly the same as my spring hangers that I've made up, and they're almost in the same spot. I've used one because one of them, the different side placement side to side. So one side is like, why didn't I think of this earlier? And one, it looks terrible because it's got a, you'll see, I'll show it in a minute, a tab on one end on the extractor, and a tab on the headers for the spring, and then there's another tab at the back. Now the tab at the back was too far back to put the spring on it. Never mind. Hey, the welding's only on one side, so I can break it off and make it look nicer, which I probably will because I just can't leave stuff like that. But I haven't even started it yet. I'm going to put it on the ground because I am out of time. I am done, and so I'm going to put the wheels on it. Well, I'm just going to go underneath and get a couple of photos of it and show you guys. And then the wheels on it, and it's coming off the stands, and I'm going to first start, it's going to be on the ground. If there's big horrible leaks, they are staying there until next time, because I am out of gas in the welder and out of time. And I am, my skin, I've got big burns on my arm, one big burn, but my skin is so tender now, just sparks of the grinder touch my skin and it stings because I've just been, yeah, it's going to be a very scratchy, itchy, annoying, painful night or sleep for the next few nights. But never mind, it might be done. So I'll turn around and show you what I've done. Whew. Well, sorry, it's late now. Pitch black outside. I couldn't help myself. I had to take it, put some gas in it, and take it for a bit of a quick squirt. The sound is so different. It sounds from the driver's seat tamer. I don't know why. It's got noise coming out the driver's side, which is weird because I've angled my tips down and I haven't heard dual exhaust for out of this 11 years. And smoother to drive by the feel. The timing, I just shut it down and just ran on a couple of turns, so its timing's not quite right. But tell you, it just feels way more responsive, peppy, and just seems to have quite a bit more grunt. Just under acceleration, no clutch, just first, second, third in a try. Not keen to try fourth. I'd say if I clutched it, it'll take fourth, but it's dark and it's just don't need to be silly. I had to put a couple more adjustments into the idle because it sounds like it's running slow now because it's not all through one pipe. So it sounds a little bit idle's a bit slower. So I'll lift the idle up to a little bit more and get it sound nice and crisp. But not today and probably not next week either. But pretty stoked with the work I've done. But yeah, bit of a bum. I had to sacrifice some weld quality to get it through because I didn't know if I was gonna get it done today and I just had to get it done. It'll be coming off, the exhaust will come off, I'll check for leaks, and at the end of the day it's under the car, you can't see it. If it doesn't leak, who cares? But that's for me, and I haven't got, sorry, it's too late to start up again and get a sound. It sounds terrible in the shed, it just echoes and vibrates. Droney down low, and then smooth and quiet up top. So driving 100 k's, sweet as. Driving 50 k's, yeah, hurting your ears a little bit just for the drone, but don't care. I've got a stereo that's louder than that, so me, like a team, I am going to have some dinner and going back to work tomorrow. Next time. Yeah, it's warm, but it's only had, its temperature's only just come up to running temperature. Turn that on, because like I say, it doesn't start with a key. Well, it turns over, but